Good morning, class of students. Today we are going to study about Mughal miniature paintings. Mughal rollers. Mughal miniature paintings. What is this miniature? Miniature means very small. Art form miniature paintings. Miniature means very small. Mughal period, during Mughal rulers, during the period of Mughal rulers, an art form developed. The art form is called Mughal miniature paintings. Let us see about Mughal miniature paintings. History of the Mughal Empire. The medieval history of India is the history of the rule of the Mughals. Do you know who were the powerful Mughal rulers? Let us see their name first of all. We can say in short, easily we can keep their names in our mind by understanding this short form. Baj Sahib means, first of all, B for Babur. Babur was the first Mughal ruler in India. Babur, he was the founder of Mughal rule in India. And after Babur, his son Humayun became the ruler of India, Mughal dynasty in India. And after the death of Humayun, next his son Akbar became the ruler of Mughal dynasty in India. So first of all, Babur was the founder of Mughal dynasty. After the death of Babur, his son Humayun became the Mughal ruler in India. After the death of Humayun, again Akbar the Great became the ruler of Mughal dynasty in India. And after the death of Akbar, Jahangir became the ruler of Mughal dynasty in India. Then after Jahangir, it was the time of Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan was the son of Jahangir. And after Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb became the ruler of Mughal dynasty. Aurangzeb was the son of Shah Jahan. And final ruler was, the last Mughal ruler was Bahadur Shah Zafar. So, Baj Sahib in short. Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb and Bahadur Shah Zafar. This is called Baj Sahib. So, the medieval history of India is the history of Mughal rulers. Babur founded the Mughal Empire in India. So who was the founder of Mughal dynasty in India? Babur the Great. In 1526, Babur founded Mughal dynasty in 1526 after defeating Ibrahim Lodhi. Babur founded the Mughal Empire in India. The Mughals ruled over India for close to 200 years. Around 200 years, Mughal rulers ruled India. Now let's see development of miniature paintings under Mughal rulers. Development of miniature paintings. Many very famous painters were there in India during this period. They developed particular art form about Mughal rulers and their ruling styles. That is called very small art forms. We can say that actually miniature paintings. A particular art form developed under Mughal rulers, that is called Mughal miniature paintings. Development of miniature paintings. Art and culture developed well in India during the Mughal rule. Art and culture, just like dance, music, such kinds of art forms, and also the paintings and culture. Art and culture developed during Mughal period. Miniature paintings are an art form that developed largely in the court of the Mughal emperors between the 16th and 18th centuries. So between 16th and 18th centuries, a particular art form developed under Mughal rulers in Mughal courts by famous painters. Miniature paintings are an art form that developed largely in the court of the Mughal rulers between 16th and 18th centuries. When Babur took control, a Muslim tradition of miniature painting was already existing in India. When Babur reached in India, or when Babur established Mughal dynasty in India, and already established, especially a Muslim style of painting existed in India. A Muslim tradition of miniature painting was already existing. In its initial phases, initial spelling, see initial. Initial, it is pronounced as initial. Initial. In its initial phases, Mughal miniature paintings showed the influence of Persian painting. Influence of Persian painting. In the beginning, in the initial period means in the beginning of the development of miniature paintings under Mughal rulers, it showed the influence of Persian because Mughal rulers were almost Persian rulers, Kabul rulers, Persian rulers. So they brought the idea of miniature painting from Persia, and that's why the miniature painting which developed in India under Mughal rulers had an influence of Persian style because that was almost similar to Persian style of painting. However, it quickly moved away from Persian ideas and became truly Indian in style and theme. However, when Mughal rulers started to live in India, they started to continuously rule India, a total Indian style of miniature painting developed. In the beginning, even though miniature painting developed in India, that miniature painting had an influence, style of Persian miniature paintings. But later, very soon, in India, Indian painters developed truly Indian style of miniature paintings and themes. Mir Sayyid Ali, Abad al-Samad were some of the early Persian artists. Mir Sayyid Ali, Abad al-Samad were some of the early Persian artists who developed miniature paintings. Another artist named Govardhan worked under Akbar, Jahangir and Shah Jahan. An artist who worked under three Mughal rulers. Who was that? Govardhan, who developed miniature paintings. The art form reached its height during the rule of the fourth Mughal Emperor Jahangir. When Jahangir was the ruler of Mughal dynasty, the art form or miniature painting reached its zenith, reached its peak form. That much popularity got for miniature painting when Jahangir was the ruler of Mughal dynasty. But after the death of Jahangir, the rest of the Mughal rulers did not follow miniature painting largely. But after Jahangir's death, the other emperors were not as keen about this art form. Hence, it declined and slowly died out after his death. So, after the death of Jahangir, miniature paintings slowly died down in India because the next or after death, the followers of Jahangir were not much interested in miniature paintings, and so it declined and finally died out in India. Mughal painting was a court art. It was never popular among the common people. Mughal miniature painting was commonly a court art because it was about the rulers. It was not much popular among the common people. It developed under the support of the ruling Mughal emperors and declined when the rulers lost interest. This miniature painting developed only with the support of Mughal rulers. When they lost their support, when they lost their interest, it declined. The out-of-job artist, that is after the death of Jahangir, miniature painting declined in India. When miniature painting declined, the artists lost their jobs because nobody was there as supporters of miniature painting. They lost their jobs, so the out-of-job artists, they moved from India to neighboring kingdoms. They carried with them the Mughal art style, but changed their presentation of subjects. They had the idea of Mughal miniature painting, but when they reached new kingdoms, neighboring kingdoms, they changed their presentation style. Even though Mughal miniature painting they painted, but with new presentation and new themes, new subjects, to suit the taste of their new patrons. Patrons means supporters of artists. They carried with them the Mughal art style, but changed their presentation of subjects to suit the taste of their new patrons. This is how Mughal miniature painting spread to other Indian courts, other Indian kingdoms also. So when Mughal rulers lost the interest on miniature paintings. The rulers, or especially the artists, they moved to other kingdoms in search of job. They even continued to paint Mughal miniature, but they changed the presentation styles and subjects to attract the minds of new supporters or new patterns. Now let's see technique and features. The miniatures were created in two forms. The miniature paintings were created in two forms, either as a book or single works intended for albums. Either as a book or single works intended for albums. Miniature paintings are known for their fine quality and expert brushwork. Miniature paintings are known for their fine quality or beautiful quality or expert brushwork, very fine brushwork on a small piece of paper or fabric. On a small piece of paper, this painting was developed or painting was made on a small piece of paper on a fabric. Fabric means cloth. Golden color considered to be the symbol of wealth and success of the Mughals. Mainly Mughal rulers asked the artists to paint on golden colors because it was a symbol of their wealth and success. The subjects of the paintings were generally not religious. Subjects of Mughal miniature paintings were not religious. Themes from Persian and Hindi literature, nature, and portraits of the emperors. Portraits means head and up to the shoulder, small inside. That is called portraits. The image of a person can be called portrait. So themes were mainly from Persian and Indian literature, nature, and portraits of the emperors and of courts. These were the subjects. These ideas were taken and used for miniature paintings by the artists. The technique of Mughal miniature paintings often involved a team of artists. For making paintings, Mughal miniature paintings, a team of artists together cooperated, together performed. Because one may be selected, let's say here one of them was responsible for designing the form. One artist designed the form, another artist was responsible for coloring, second artist made coloring, third artist was specialist in drawing word on the faces. So the technique of Mughal miniature paintings often involved a team of artists. One of them was responsible for deciding the form, second one was responsible for coloring, third one was responsible for drawing faces, something like that. And finally, where all of them were joined together, a beautiful miniature painting developed. Like all art forms, Mughal miniature painting is a window through which one can learn about the court life in medieval India. So we know that Mughal miniature painting, like any other art form, it is a window to know deeply about Mughal the rulers. It is a great source of historical information. Mughal miniature paintings are also a great source of historical information, because it gave information about the rulers, about their ruling styles, about their court, about their living style, about their interest, passion, everything. And so Mughal miniature paintings were a great source of historical information. All of you read this chapter nicely and understand about Mughal miniature painting and how it declined and the name of Mughal rulers. All these details all of you read and understand well. Thank you.